Quality management and master data for SAP solution provided by Software AG give you a clear insight from the creation to the deletion of customers, vendors, and material master data. With the help of this industry-agnostic solution, one can identify the long-running process that are causing delay and identify bottlenecks. The solution focuses on process cycle times, conformance and modifications, and also present a throughput time between stages. What are the benefits of the solution pack? End-to-end transparency of the lifecycle of the master data maintenance process. Also, identify all the inefficiencies and bottlenecks in your master data maintenance process. Benchmark organizations as units and use the best practice identified to improve process performance. And also identify process deviations from ideal process using conformance analysis. Let's start with the process overview screen, along with the results that we have identified within this. So the key metrics we have identified through these solution packages are, first of all, the case started per day, so the average number of cases started per day. So we cited this in this case we started 2.43 cases, so that means there are 2.43 times that we basically will be having a change on deletions or changes in the master data. How many of these ones are per day? So number of activities started per day, then the number of activities per case, and the throughput times. So the throughput times are the data used in average. And finally, the number of cases per month in ongoing cases. Total of all cases with a single month. So you can see when we the busiest days within the months, we will be able to identify why those changes happening within the months. Maybe it's because we have change of the master data for materials, because we are reordering materials, or we are changing coding on the material, or the names have to be changing. So we understand when these changes happens along the times within the single month. Now let's move to the Process Explorer landing page. So the Process Explorer's landing page, we will be able to provide you how the processes looks like within this ones. So if we change this ones to 100% activities, we will be able to see the different deviations that we have within these processes. So we can see what are the usual happenings in here, what are the different variants that we can actually have. So if we move here to the different variants, we'll be able to see the three top variants of this one. So the first one is basically we can see that the common cases is the create customer master data. The second case is create material master data. So there are the two variants possible, the most common ones, and then we will have to see that they are all the different cases. So proceeded master material data, change the material master data, and enhance material master data. So they are the three most common variants we have in here. So from here we can actually be able to transfer this data into the ARIS repository. And then we'll be able to save all those different variants for us to start to analyze them and see how we can identify different variants and how we can actually produce performance and how we can produce improvements on this. So now let's move to the second case we have identified in here, the second analysis, which is the process performance. So let's talk about the different aspects that we have in here. So we have in here the conformance but not conformant cases, total number of conformance and non-conformant cases, case conformance per month, so a total number of ongoing conformance and non-conformant cases per month, the conformance rate in all the cases, and the conformance per month. So let's start with the executions of the conformance analysis. So we'll be able to identify which ones are the conformance or non-conformance. So we started with the conformance and non-conformance cases, and then we execute the symptoms. Then we perform the analysis. So then we'll say that the root cause minors will help to identify the influence of your processes that promote and inhibit a given symptom. So we started in here. And then we say that the deviation should be analyzed and improvement. So what are the possibilities that we have identified in here? So they say that the symptom rate is 86% are non-conformance. So we will need to understand why those is non-conformance, how we can actually identify them. So we can say that create customer master data. So this we can say that the cases from the finding. So we can start to see it, what are our conformance, why there are these happenings, why there are the symptoms on these ones, what are the findings that we will have into these cases that we will need to perform in order to become a conformance and how to make it set. And now let's move to the process cycle time. So if we move the process cycle time, so we can see it how long we take it in order to create the different status. So we have in here the create customer management. This is the frequency, how many times we created in that one, how much time we have in each of these ones here. So we can say that which are the different values that we have it. So if we apply materials, we can say that how much takes actually to create material masters data, how much take in each of those activities for this. So if we move here to the 100%, we can say that for the creations of material data, how long to actually take it to do each of those activities in here. So each of these ones will have a times and how long will take me to perform those times. Also, we'll be able to change it into the throughput times and see how much throughput times change I need in order to perform each of those activities. How much is the process time cycle, how many days and how many hours, how many seconds I will be able to take it and perform each of those activities. Also, we'll be able to see it, the detailed tables in here. See on the detailed tables, we can set attentions on the lead time of customers, so we can see that which ones are the ones that are taking more of my times. So which ones are the ones that I actually have a longer lead time to complete the master data. And also how actually what are my efficiencies and deficiencies and resulting cancellation of orders and customer complaints. So each of those ones I could be understanding and say how long is actually taking me to perform each of the activities. Are they actually normal or abnormal, and how actually I can improve those performance, how actually I might be able to say that this is actually normal or abnormal, and I'm actually losing from these ones or not, or actually I'm still able to improve them. Is it causing me a bottleneck or not? And now we move to the fourth point. Is actually we will be calling the process measures. So we can see here we can identify the process measures, the different master data classes, so which ones I'm interested in, either customers, materials, or vendors. Let's go start with the material. So we can see how many of those cases are materials. So the first time right, the average modification per cases, master data records created during the period of time, a number of modifications with the period of time. So it's saying again, if I go now into my customers, understand how many times actually we get it right and how many master records are created. So we have to understand that why the reasons of these master records are created or modified within the period of times, and how many modifications are within this period of time. Let's move over now to our customer analysis solution pack as well. So we have again, so the first time right we have in this ones, we have the average changes per case, and then we can also understand the different sales organizations we have in here. So we can set it, like if I decided to put in say Canada, and that will be the modifications per days and the creations percent. So in this case, we haven't created anything, but it modified within the times as well. So we can also have the customer company codes if we have in this case, and see we can be able to identify the impacts that these ones will have within the different organizations. Pay attention to the modifications of the master data records, and as they will have an impact on the production planning as well as efficiencies in the order processes and customer satisfaction. So if we change it in here, and say that we can change it in this ones, and we said that now we can change it into different in another solution, and then to different customer company codes as well. So we can see it, this one is the customer case, and then we said how many times are we having been these terms and modifications in here. So now let's move over again to our material analysis. So we have already done this the same for the vendors. Now we're moving to the material analysis. In the same cases as how much this ones will impact it into productions, how much this ones will be into customer journeys, how many cases we will have a happy customer or unhappy customer, and what we could be able to actually improve based on this. With this, we finalize our production SAP QM solution pack.